I'm Frank Malinak, Lee County Judge, and you're listening to Texas County Voice, a podcast for all 254 counties. Thank you for listening.
Hello, and welcome to Texas County Voice. I'm Jody Seaborn with the Texas Association of Counties. In today's episode, County Magazine Managing Editor Mary Huber stops by again.
Every quarter. Thank you.
Every quarter, yes,
for having me.
to share some highlights from the new issue.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's jam-packed.
They're all good.
Yeah.
They're all good. This one's top-notch. The cover story centers around a drug rehabilitation program in Midland County.
Yes, this is actually the third installment of our Texas County Storytellers campaign, which is a multimedia campaign that we've been putting out every quarter with photo, video, audio. So they're jam-packed stories. This one is in Midland County. And actually, you visited Midland County for this story.
I was one of 4 team members who went to Midland County in mid-May to visit with the sheriff there and drug court magistrate Judge Elizabeth Rainey to talk about what county officials and community partners are doing in Midland County to give people second chances.
Yeah, I know this story looks a lot at recidivism, when people get rearrested, when they leave prisons, and actually, the numbers show that half of the people when they get out of prison are rearrested within a year. And I think about 1 in 5 end up back in prison. So it can be a revolving door. And Midland County has done a lot of work to prevent that from happening through education programs and support for inmates when they're in prison and when they're getting out, and a lot of drug rehabilitation and recovery programs, and also through their drug court, which offers a lot of support for people that struggle with substance use.
There were 4 of us who went to Midland County. It was me, Erica Majaj, our colleague. She actually wrote the cover story. I was there to gather podcast material. Our colleague David Garcia was there for infographics, to collect information for infographics. And Nia Russell was there to do video, and the video she put together is fantastic.
So yeah, Jody, you did 2 days of reporting there in Midland County. What were some interesting things that you saw or learned while you were there?
Well, we arrived in time to attend a graduation of the drug court, and it was really moving to see all the graduates accept their certificates of accomplishment, their diplomas. And while we were there for the graduation, we met one of the graduates from a previous course named Sean Ellis, and he has a very moving story to tell about his recovery. This is a new program. It's called Pathways to Hope, and it's championed by Sheriff David Kreiner in Midland County.
And yeah, the story that you mentioned. Right?
That's in the video. It's really, a great look at what happens when a community focuses on breaking the cycle of repeat offenses. So Mary, typical of County Magazine, the cover story is a great story, but it's not the only great story. Tell us about some of the others.
Yeah, we had some great writers in our team writing some really engaging stories. So one of the other ones that we have in the magazine is also timely for August, is a back to school story. And it focuses on the things counties are doing to support both students and their parents as they head back to school. It can be difficult for a lot of parents to show up to county offices, to get birth certificates, to do things that happen during school and work hours. So a lot of counties offer extended hours for those things over the weekends. We've also talked to some counties that are doing really fun back to school celebrations that they host for kids before, and they hand out backpacks and school supplies, even some places that do free haircuts and live music. So really getting people in the community excited about going back to school, and it helps build trust. A lot of these are put together by constables and law enforcement, so it helps build that trust.
Mary, what was going back to school like when you were
oh my
in
gosh.
school?
I just remember.
Did you always get those new clothes, like maybe a new pair of shoes?
I wore uniforms. So we always went to the uniform store, which was a big thing. And I always remember buying locker shelves. That was a big thing. And picking out your cool backpack.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, what about you?
Well, about a century separates us in age. So,
That's true.
we got our new clogs and, milked the cows.
No. Did you, in your day, did you have to wrap your books with like paper?
Yeah. Do they
Like,
still, well, first of all, do
I
they still
don't.
have school books?
I don't
And
think they
if they do,
do.
do they wrap them?
I don't know.
But
It's a
yeah,
mystery.
you always had a wrapper you put on your school books to protect the cover.
I think
So,
that might be a dying tradition. But
or already dead. Another article is about Texas parks, some new parks that have opened around the state. Tell us about that one.
yeah, this was an exciting story because I know you and I both have talked about how much we love to visit state parks.
And how much we're looking forward to one of the parks profiled or mentioned in the article.
Yeah, Palo Pinto Mountain State Park is one of the newest parks in the system and opened earlier this year. So I was interested in finding out, how that park is changing things in Palo Pinto and Stevens County, where it is, and just overall how Texas parks impact Texas counties. There's a huge economic benefit that results from having state parks in their communities. People come to visit, they stay in short term rentals, they eat at restaurants. And so it can really be a benefit to counties. So the story has a great map showing where a lot of these parks have opened and are opening.
And another story is about rural health.
Yeah, we've done a lot of stories on rural healthcare and the challenges that rural communities are facing with hospital closures. And, we've done stories about shortage of ambulances, and so there's just so many challenges in rural areas with providing healthcare. And so this one does explore some federal initiatives, some money that was given last year through the Rural Health Transformation Grant Program. The largest share of that went to Texas, and so that's going to open up some new opportunities for counties for funding, counties and other governmental entities and hospital districts to get funding for different initiatives that should help, where there are shortcomings in the state. And then it also looks at what counties have already been doing, innovative solutions to help bring clinics and other health programs into their communities. So it's an important topic.
Yeah. And then the magazine looks ahead to our legislative conference at the end of August 26th through the 28th. And the story just gives readers a look at the agenda that's happening at the conference. We have the keynote speaker is S.C. Gwynn. He's a journalist and best-selling author. His best-known book is Empire of the Summer Moon. He's going to talk about the power of storytelling and how county officials can harness that power to communicate with their residents and the communities. And then on Thursday, the big main day of the conference, there are 10 breakout sessions, and they'll be talking about property taxes, disaster preparedness and recovery, all kinds of topics that counties are expected to face. It's our biggest conference every year. I think we currently have more than 750
Wow. Yeah.
county officials registered.
I don't
to
know. We
attend.
always look forward to it. There's just so much to learn.
It's a great conference. We will be there.
Yep.
Communications.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that because you're presenting, aren't you?
Yeah, and this is a new thing for us. Maybe we did this before I was here, but
It was something that was done years ago.
yeah, it's called the County Communications Lab. So we will have 2 sessions that some of our communications team are presenting in between some of the regular sessions. So one of them is about social media and just giving county leaders and county employees good information about how to use social media to help them every day and what they do for their constituents. So there's some good stuff in that. And then, I am with Erica Majaj, a colleague, doing a presentation on crisis communications. So we've been doing a lot of work to create some more resources that we can provide to counties to help in that area. And so, they're short and sweet, 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, and the podcast, Texas County Voice, will have a presence at the conference. So again, our legislative conference at the end of August, it's a great opportunity to connect with colleagues, hear from experts, and talk through the issues. You can register and learn more on the events calendar at county.org. Mary, I think we've touched upon the highlights. As with every issue, we're leaving out some really good stories, but the full issue is online at county.org. Anything else, Mary?
I think that's it. I'm excited for the conference and our next issue, which is going to be just as awesome.
Yeah, we're doing another Texas County Storytellers project for the next issue. Well, Mary, thank you again for coming on to share the contents of the new issue of County Magazine.
Thank you so much. I'm always happy to be here.
Texas County Voice is a podcast from the Texas Association of Counties about the people, issues, and all things important to Texans and Texas counties. To learn more about Texas counties and the Texas Association of Counties, visit county.org. We'll see you next time. You know, every county has stories worth telling, and those stories come from the people doing the work every day. That's why the Texas Association of Counties created Texas County Storytellers, a campaign focused on sharing the experiences of county officials and employees from across the state. If you've got a story about serving your community, we'd love to hear it. Visit county.org/storytellers or send us an email at storytellers@county.org.